Arms of Mary is a song by the Sutherland brothers and Quiver, mustn't forget Quiver, and from the 1970s. It's also covered by Smokey as well. And this song is going to test you. It's got a lot of chords in here, some difficult, some easy, but they are all within reach for you guys. And the song starts off with an intro, and it's 4 chords. It's C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 3, 4, F, G. So there's your first real test, because we're going C, 2, 3, 4, and it's at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at that last bar is 1, 2, 3, 4, back to C. And that's F, G. Now that might test you a little bit, but we all need testing in life, don't we? Now the verse only uses 3 chords, and they are C, F and G major. Now, if those are kind of tricky for you, I'm going to show you something that might help make those transitions a little easier. Now the chord progression is on the screen, and you'll see that it's mostly 1 bar of each chord. And right at the end there, you'll see 2 bars of C. Now on the record, it's not actually 2 bars of C, it's 1 bar of C followed by an F minor chord. Now the F minor chord might actually be pretty tricky, so you can skip it. In fact, I'm going to skip it for this tutorial. So let's play this verse. We'll play it quite simply, just 1 strum of each chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it repeats that, right? It repeats that again, but at the end it doesn't play 2 bars of C. What it does, it goes straight into the middle. I think it's the middle part of the song. But before we do that, let's talk about making the C, F and G transition a little easier. And I think the key is in these 2 fingers here. What's that? 2nd and 3rd fingers. Because especially if you play the chords the way I play it, if you play them slightly differently, you know, this isn't going to work. But I play C like this, 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. I play my G with my 4th finger, 4th finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. And my F, an easy form of the F major, with a little bar over the first 2 strings, the E and the B. But then I have 2nd finger, 3rd finger. Now one thing that these 3 chords have in common is the 2nd finger and the 3rd finger. And if I just play the chords without the other fingers, just using the 2nd and 3rd finger, here's a C, here's a G, back to C, and then an F. So you'll see that those 2 fingers stay in the same position. They don't move around wildly like this. They're like that, like this, like that, like that. All right, so they're staying on the same frets, 2nd and 3rd frets, using the same fingers, 2nd and 3rd finger. So C would be on the 5th and 4th string, the G chord, 6th and 5th string, the F chord, 4th and 3rd strings. And obviously you then have to move these fingers around as and when you need them. So let's just have another playthrough, shall we, of this. And we'll do the complete verse, and we'll stop just before we get to the middle part. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Which I was lying in the arms of Mary. again. La 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 la. Right, and it stops there and we go into the middle part of the song. So the middle uses some minor chords now. So we've got E minor, A minor, then we have another F, and then G. And then this repeats again, E minor, A minor, F, and then 2 bars of G before going back to the verse. So playing this, singing this through, it sounds something like this. So we're going from the C, the final C of the last verse. I had to know, she put me right on my first mistake. Summer was a young one, I had to know, we really gave her heart to do. And then back into another verse. And what happens then, it plays one more verse, and then it does a solo, and then it goes back into that middle section. And let's talk about some more another way of making transitions a little bit easier for you. So before we talked about C, F and G, now we're going to talk about the E minor and the A minor. And the key, if you pardon the pun, is in these 2 fingers yet again. So if you're playing your E minor like me with the 2nd and 3rd finger, and then you're playing your A minor like this, which is the most common way, what you'll see is that these 2 fingers, again, they stay together. They stay together, and on the E minor chord, they are on the 5th and 4th string. But then when you go to the A minor, you're just hopping over to the 4th and 3rd string, obviously putting your 1st finger down as well for that A minor chord. So just keeping those 2 fingers together will avoid that sort of kind of flailing around like that sort of thing. Try and keep them together like so. It's a nice pair of chords, E minor and A minor. So as I mentioned, after the first middle, we then play another verse using C, G, C and F. Then there's a solo, the guitar solo is over the verse chords. Then we have another middle, and it's exactly the same until the very end of the middle. So it's E minor, A minor, F, G. Now that stays the same, 1 bar each of those. And then we have again E minor, A minor, G, G, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4. Now this is called a modulation, and what we are doing here is we are changing keys. Now, what a key is a group of chords that all sound really good together. So the beginning of the song is in the key of C. And in the key of C, you've got a certain set of chords. You've got C, D minor, E minor, F, G, and A minor. All of those chords are together. They sound great together. Now, what we are doing is modulating to the key of D major. So from now on, once we've done this A chord, from now on, we're not going to be playing the same set of chords for the final verse. We're going to be playing chords in the key of D. And those chords are D, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, and B minor. Now the ones that we need are D, G, A, and B minor. So now the final verse looks like this. So lying in the arms of. So that's that's what we have. And the chords are D, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, D, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 3, 4, lying in the arms of, and that final chord of that verse is A. And then we have the ending. And the ending, this is where I think you're really showing yourself how far you've come in your guitar journey. Because what we're playing is B minor. B minor, it's a brilliant chord. I think all chords are brilliant, to be honest. And B minor for a bar, and then it's half a bar of G, half a bar of A. And this is while the singer is singing, lying in the arms of Mary. Oh, screwed that bit up. Hang on. So we come out from the verse. And I wish I was lying in the arms of B minor, lying in the arms of Mary. And it goes around this, lying in the arms of Mary. You know, and this is a few times, you know, while you stare thoughtfully into the camera. And it goes round and round, I think it's like 6, 7 times. Before it does G, A, and it finishes on a G major chord, which gives it a kind of a slightly unsettling feel to the ending of the song. Now, having lessons on YouTube is really great. I think it's great to have lessons for free, but sometimes you need a little bit of a kick up the backside. So if you want that and you really feel like you could do with a bit of a push and a bit of extra motivation, then you can take classes with me online with a platform called Till. There's links down below. I hope to see you there. So as I said, this is a really cool song. You know, I think it's a beautiful song, first of all, but the chords that we're using here, there are so many of the common beginner guitar chords. And I think this is a bit of a test for anybody who's probably been playing for about 3 months. I think this will really test your playing. So you've got the chords there. The running order is right here. So why don't you bash through this song? And as I say, keep the rhythm simple. If you're feeling a bit kind of ropey with your strumming, just keep it like that. Now for more guitar songs made simple, then give this playlist a try here.